A Stitch in Time Saves 9, Part 2. In my previous episode, Part 1, we studied some parables, and in particular, the sower and the seed. When Jesus said, "Here is another parable," I couldn't help but think of a phrase my grandma used to say to me. A stitch in time saves 9. I asked her what it meant, and she said that if you get a small tear in your clothing, then if you stitch it up, you may only need 1 or 2 stitches. If you leave it, then the hole may grow, and you may need 9 stitches, and it will take more work. When the small cracks in our lives begin to manifest, if we tackle them quickly, they can be fixed with just a little work. If not, we may end up with a huge gaping hole in our lives. I suppose you could say it's about good maintenance. Reflecting for a moment on the parable of the sower. That seed that fell upon various areas: good ground, rocky ground, shallow ground, weeded ground. I'm not sure what ground I would be, as it depends on how many weeds are around me, and at times I can be quite shallow, and my foundation's unstable. Sometimes I'm good, and can produce great plantation. It depends. Parables and fables are my favourite parts of literature. They tell a story that has a lesson inside. I also love those old-fashioned phrases like "a stitch in time saves 9", "don't count your chickens before they hatch", "too many cooks spoil the broth", or "many hands make light work", and so on. These wonderful phrases are not in the Bible, but they are knowledgeable. They give wisdom and foresight. Both of my grandmas have passed now. I still talk to them regularly and reflect on the wonderful phrases and parables they taught me. I've also inherited both of their Bibles. I wonder if you have any holes that need sewn up now to avoid gaping holes starting to show. It may even be you need the full 9 stitches. Either way, if you're sewing up your troubles or sowing a seed of knowledge, perhaps the golden threads of Bible knowledge that we receive will help us remain solid in our efforts. It would be nice to perhaps pass down those wonderful phrases and teachings, and maybe we could make a few of our own too. Dear Lord, please bless anyone who comes to you to receive wisdom. Help direction in our lives so that we may take seeds of love and turn them into trees. Help us recognize small areas of damage in our own lives so we can see them and hopefully stop them from ruining our whole life. Help us to see where we can make a small stitch so that we don't have to use all 9 stitches. Amen.